welcome to another video. We're going to have a look and see what's in this system. It's a MicroStar mini tower, and you can see it's got a Pentium 4 sticker, Windows XP, 2 USB at the front, but it's still got a beige and blue case, so it's still kind of quite old. So we need to have a look, see what's in there. It might be interesting, it might not, but yeah, let's have a look. Got a cup of tea on the go, and we're ready. It's got some pretty chunky feet, and on the back you can see that the layout is more modern. It's got this power supply in the more standard position, and then the micro ATX motherboard here, built-in audio, no video apart from this separate graphics card, which could be interesting. We've got is this an Ethernet or a modem? We'll have to find out. 2 USB ports here, audio, etc. And yeah, this bit should come off. We've got side access, and let's take a look. We'll also see if it works, assuming there's nothing dodgy looking inside, and by that I mean, you know, anything burnt out. Model PC MT5. Okay, so we're having a look inside, and we'll just get a closer look at this. It's got an FSP power supply, and it looks like the heatsink's actually detached, so that's interesting. This is the audio cable from one of these CD drives, and it looks like it's a IDE system. Still, it's not SATA. Got a floppy drive in there, and we've got a 250 watt power supply. These FSP power supplies tend to be fairly reliable. That's pretty neat. Got little silica gel packs in here to absorb moisture. Quite a bit of dust. But yeah, this is why it's important to check whether, see what's inside. This basically, this clip has come away somehow, so we may as well have a look under here and see what we've got, since it's already half unclipped, and we can also check the status. Hey, look at that. The heat spreader seems to be stuck to the heatsink, because they've probably used some kind of thermal glue when they were applying the heatsink. Fan works okay, but yeah, this should be attached to the processor. So let's take this processor out and see if we can see anything written on here. So this is the processor, and we can't see anything. So I'm going to have to try and get this off this heatsink to see what the processor is. Whoa, there we go. And then we've got some more of this black stuff. So I'll just get this off, and if you don't like a scraping sound, then maybe look away now. So we'll have a look at the motherboard. I'm very quickly having a look at these capacitors. They all look okay. There's 2 memory slots, they're full. They're not a matching pair, so maybe it's been upgraded at some point. Just gonna have a look if I can see what's written on the processor. So in the process of getting the black stuff off this, I've used quite an abrasive sandpaper, and I've rubbed the markings off this, but it did say 2.2 gigahertz, 512, 400 megahertz, Pentium 4. So yeah, and I've removed this thermal paste that was there. So we need to sort of somehow put some thermal paste here, put this back on, then put thermal paste between this and the heatsink, put it all back together. But before that we do that, let's have a look what the graphics card is, and we'll have a look at the modem just because we may as well just take it out now, I guess. It's an MSI motherboard. It's got an AGP slot here. You can see the dust. And oh, that looks quite nice. That is looking like some kind of GeForce graphics card. Yeah, an NVIDIA graphics card of some kind. It doesn't say, but I'm going to guess a GeForce 2 of some sort. Doesn't seem to say there, but I'll just quickly Google this model number 8874. Fans seems alright. It's quite a nice card, but yeah, I'll just Google that now. So I've Googled that, and this is an MSI 8874, which is an NVIDIA GeForce 4 MX440 SE 64 gig AGP graphics card. So this is a AGP graphics card, 64 meg, and it's got DDR SD RAM, 128-bit bus, and supports DirectX 9. So the MX means that it's sort of a low end or entry level or budget option, but still will be reasonable and do a pretty good job depending on what you want to put on there or the games you want to play. But sort of for the Windows XP era, it's perfectly good enough, I would say. And really it's sort of Windows 7 when you start wanting better powered graphics cards and newer games, really. So we'll just have a quick look at the modem, and then the memory, and then we'll start putting it back together and see if we can get this system working. I've undone the wrong screw. So this is just a bog standard modem with an AGERE chipset. Not very exciting. Doesn't have any sort of audio connections. Really very dull. I suppose that's quite interesting that we've got a blue PCI slot here. I don't know what that is blue, but if you do, feel free to leave a comment below and let me know what that is about, if it means anything at all. Let's have a look at the memory. It's got 20-pin power connector on the motherboard, and 4-pin for the power supply. This is 256 DDR PC2100 Siemens memory. This one is 256 megabyte DDR 266 CL 2.5. This is HYNAX Hynix. Never sure how to say that. While everything is out of the way, I'm going to try and get the processor back in. See if I can put that back together without damaging anything. Hopefully you don't mind the slower pace of these videos. Lining up this corner, corner arrow to the corner on here. Clicking that in place. Grabbing some thermal paste. I'll put some nice thermal paste on this one just because this bit it probably gets quite hot. Pentium 4s were quite hot processors at times, depending on the version, etc. And let's do the heat spreader. And then the heatsink. Since it's to hand, I'm just going to stick the same thermal paste on. Everybody loves thermal paste, don't they? I think the problem here will be is if I try and check it, I might bring the heat spreader with me. So I'm not going to check it, just going to put it in. And I'm hoping that like the clip's not broken or something, because if it is, which I think it is, that renders this heatsink completely useless. Yep, it does, because the clip's broken. Oh dear. Okay, that's a real pain. So this clip here clips onto something plastic, and when you push it down, and this other side is supposed to do the same thing, but the plastic clip, this plastic bracket here is broken. So that's not very helpful. That is a bit of a spanner in the works, because I don't have Pentium 4 heatsinks lying around. It's not really a system I am a fan of. Oh wait, one of those actually I might. I might have another Pentium 4 system, well, a Celeron system somewhere, but the problem is this bracket is, I need to take this motherboard out basically to remove the bracket, fit a different heatsink system. That's a real pain. Okay, guess we're just gonna have to do that then. Okay, so the other systems that I've got that are Pentium 4 based. There's one that's a Celeron 2.4. That's quite a nice complete system. And then there's another that's like a 3.2 gigahertz Pentium 4. That's another quite nice system that's complete. And to get the heatsink out of those, I would need to take it fully apart and take all the bracket off the other system, put it on this. So for the time being, I don't really want to take apart another system to put in this system when this is probably, I don't know. It's a nice system, but I don't even know if the power supply works, etc. So let's see if the power supply works, and we might just see how far we get with this, and yeah, we'll see if the power supply works first. I think that's a good starting point, and we can take it from there. Okay, so I'm going to put the power cable into the power supply. I'm going to use the power supply tester that I've got. And then we're going to switch it on. Okay, so the power supply works. Check the CPU connection. Yep, that's all fine. So the power supply works. Let's see if the PC works, and we'll think about what we do with it later. Okay, so we need the graphics card because it doesn't have built-in graphics. So I'm just going to connect everything up, and then we can, I'll basically hold the heatsink on. Just to to see, you know, whether the system works. And I won't run it for long, so we should be fine. In theory. So we've got a monitor, switch on this, and I will hold the heatsink down so that it should in theory be okay and not overheat. And there we go, posted. That was really quick. This is the BIOS. Just trying to look for the any hardware monitoring. It will show me some temperatures. I'm not seeing any, which is a shame. So it's an 845 system. It says it's a medium PC, Medion, BIOS of 2002. Pause it on the screen that tells us about the processor. Oh, we missed it. 2.2 gigahertz. 512 L2 cache. And it's quite loud. It's the CPU heatsink that's the loudest. The fan on the graphics card's a reasonable noise. And the noise of the power supply is fairly reasonable as well. But yeah, it's a real shame about the heatsink, because otherwise, if that little plastic bit hadn't broken, this would still be a perfectly working system. Yeah, just have a look if there's anything in the drives. One of them's not opening. They often get stuck. Yeah. And one of them did open fine. Oh yeah, it's got median written on the bottom here. And the motherboard is an MS 6507 version 2. So that's the motherboard version number, MS6507 version 2, just down there. Really quite a nice little system. And yeah, what do you do with this system? Yes, it was yours. I quite like the case. It's quite a neat little case. You could build a more modern system into this quite easily, and then it looked like an old system with the beige at the front. Quite nice looking. Yeah, that's it, I guess. Let me know in the comments what you do with this system. Graphics card's quite nice as well. Not worth a massive amount of money, but yeah, it would make a nice system. Okay, thanks for watching.
Okay, bye.